The National Assembly last evening began debating an opposition motion of no confidence in Home Affairs Minister Clement Rohey. The opposition's contention is that the minister, who holds responsibility for the police force, ought to accept responsibility too for the police force's action at last Wednesday's Linden protest. 3 persons were shot dead when the police opened fire on a protesting crowd. Opposition leader David Granger, who moved the no-confidence motion, made it clear to the National Assembly that the people of Guyana can no longer depend on Minister Clement Rohey to overlook their protection.
Mr. Speaker, we have no confidence in the ability of the Minister of Home Affairs to preserve protect our citizens and to preserve the security of this nation. The age of cover-ups is over. The age of police brutality will be brought to an end by this National Assembly.
The post-mortem examination carried out on the bodies of the 3 protesters who were killed confirmed that the men were all shot with live rounds. 2 were shot to the chest, 1 was shot to the back. The opposition leader, who was a retired army commander, said it is clear that the action was more than just irresponsible.
You ask yourself, what could have caused this madness, this insanity? That Guyanese could pump hot lead into the bodies of young people who are not committing any crime. They're not injuring anybody. They're not damaging property. This is insanity. And somebody must be responsible. And we have to deal today and henceforth with the doctrine of ministerial responsibility, Mr. Speaker.
And the Alliance for Change Member of Parliament Cathy Hughes in her presentation said the shootings were no accident, since the autopsies revealed that all 3 of the men were shot to the upper body.
Now, when the blame is grave enough, being directed as a result of an error or misjudgment or wanton unlawful conduct on the part of the minister, such an errant minister must be fired or tender his resignation.
Guyana's Attorney General Anil Nandalal turned to the law books to remind the National Assembly that the ministers of government are all appointed by the President, and it is the President and not the National Assembly who would decide on their removal. PPP Member of Parliament Odinga Lumumba said removing Rohey would not solve the problems at Linden.
Sir, a minister having been appointed by the government cannot be removed by the National Assembly. So whether we talk here from now to thy kingdom come, the National Assembly has no power to remove Minister Rohey. It's as simple as that. It is as what you want me to say.
Removing Minister Rohey, impeaching Minister Rohey will not solve the problem of Linden. Will not solve the problem of Linden, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, in order for us to focus on this, we must speak about how we got to this point.
The debate on the no-confidence motion is expected to continue next Monday. The Home Affairs Minister, who sat through last evening's debate, buried himself in writings and notes for most of the debate, hardly glancing over at the speakers. He has indicated that he does not intend to take responsibility for the police force's action at Linden, since he was not there and didn't shoot anyone. He made that clear in an interview on NCN. There have been calls from a number of groups and organizations for his removal from office, even as a commission of inquiry into the shooting is to be set up.